Thank you for tuning in to the Let's Talk podcast. The following message is brought to you by SkeliKah Productions. It is also the disclaimer for this podcast.
The content in this following podcast is the opinion of SKP members individually and not of SKP as a whole. Additionally, please be advised that we may use strong language. If this offends you, please stop listening now. Your hate mail about our language will be blatantly ignored.
Thank you, and please enjoy Let's Talk, the SkeliKah podcast. It's that time. Welcome to Let's Talk, the SkeliKah podcast. Today you've got Kyle and Jake. Say hello, Jake.
Hello, Jake.
Well, I guess that works. What are we talking about today, Jake?
Just a bunch of stuff with computers and stuff.
What Jake is referring to is SkeliKah Productions and the PC Master Race. That's the title of this episode, by the way. I came up with it all on my own.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you didn't come up with it.
That's true, but neither did you.
Yeah, I did.
PC Master Race? No, that's been a thing forever.
No, the topic, the title of the podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading things.
I just face palmed so hard. Trust me. We'll get to what you're reading in a short enough time. Trust me. I know
this is so great.
We will get to that in a very short time. I promise. In the meantime, let's talk about what we've been doing for the past couple years. Actually, let's take it back all the way to middle school. Okay?
Middle school?
Middle school. I would say that's when you entered the PC Master Race.
Yeah, about then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. It was Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 came out. Or was coming out, and I wanted to play it, but needed a computer to play that. And my mom's old Gateway. Was it a Gateway? Yeah, it was a Gateway with the old cow print stuff on it. That thing wasn't gonna run it. It barely ran anything. So
I forgot.
Saved up.
I forgot Gateway was a thing.
Yeah, Gateway was a thing, man. Had Netscape Navigator on it.
Wow,
great. But yeah, so I saved up a bunch and then got a bunch of parts and built a computer. That was fun. So that's where I started with PCs.
Let's see, that would have been 2005-ish, probably, if I had to guess. Okay.
Ish, yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember the exact time.
So,
that computer's still running, though.
I know, that's the impressive thing. So, let's see. Let's put that into perspective for young people. What year was YouTube founded?
I don't know.
I'm Googling it. I believe that you built your first...
around the same time.
I think you built your first computer the same year that Google became a thing, right? I mean, Netflix was around longer than YouTube. Wow, that's hard to believe. Wow.
It's 2004 was when Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 came out.
So it would have been early 2004 you would have built that thing.
Uh-huh.
YouTube was founded February 14th, 2005. So anyways, so let's just say, Jake, you have a little bit of experience based off of that story right there with building computers over the past. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've at least built one and it worked and still runs to this day. Okay, I'm a very similar story. I mean, I'd always had Macintosh computers, which is what I still use on a regular basis for audio production, video production, photo editing, and daily computing.
Do you still have that old Power Mac G3?
It is still sitting downstairs.
Nice.
It's basically just a memento. That was the first desktop computer I ever had, was a Power Mac G3 PowerPC 2200. I mean, it was just like that was.
What was it? Oh, what was that? We had like a fighter jet game or something for that.
Yes, A10 Cuba.
Yeah,
it was all about.
Yeah, that was it.
All about flying the A10 Warthog. It was fantastic.
That was fun.
Oh man. Not a lot of games for the Mac back then. Not
Yeah.
at all. But that game was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and even before my computer, I mean, I still have my old IBM PS1, just right over there.
So
that was the first computer I ever worked on.
So we'll continue on. So I didn't build the Mac, obviously, but that was about you were building your PC about that same time that I had that Mac, and I was interested in what you were doing, so I kind of followed along what you were doing and just kind of, watched and saw what you were doing. I thought it was pretty fucking cool, right? Right.
I thought I broke it like 30 times.
Man, how many times did you and I tear that thing apart and rebuild it? That's how we learned about computers, though. We just kind of did things. Right? Right.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, now, I say this with a grain of salt. I am not Linus G. Sebastian of Linus Tech Tips. I am not, I can't remember Jay's last name, but Jay from Jay's 2 Cents. I can't remember anybody's fucking name right now. I'm not Kyle of Bitwit. I remember his first name, not his last name. Or Paul from Paul's Hardware, right? I would say that those guys are very accomplished, very good PC builders, right? And they all agree with me. Intel is better than AMD.
Actually, they don't now.
They basically, as they say, they both have their purpose, right? Yep. AMD is cheap. Intel is more of the.
No,
I don't mean that. I'm sorry. AMD is a value-oriented device. Doesn't mean cheap. It means that you get more for your money. That's about the best way to put it, right?
I will somewhat agree with that.
Yeah. It's for the first time in a long time, AMD is actually able to compete with Intel, and they do it at a more value. And I'd say that their stuff is more value-oriented. Not meaning that it's cheap, meaning that you get the same performance for less money. So let's be realistic.
Yep.
I won't argue that point. AMD has done wonderful things, and I'm glad that AMD stepped up their game in the last 2 years because it's making Intel step up their game. There would not be a hexa-core i7 8700K if AMD had not released the Zen architecture. I firmly believe that the only reason why Intel has released a hexa-core mainstream processor is because AMD forced their hand. So, I give kudos to AMD there. In terms of graphics, with the exception of RTX, nothing trumps anywhere near the NVIDIA GeForce GTX. We're not going to talk RTX because I don't have my hands on one yet. I know that's hard to believe. I have not pre-ordered one. Or actually, at this time, I would have had my pre-order. But, NVIDIA is not the price-to-performance leader, but they are the raw performance leader in graphics compute. Period. There's no argument there. Okay, making sure you weren't going to start arguing with me. So, that is our experience so far. For a long time, you and I were doing a Let's Play on one of our YouTube channels for SkeliKah. And who knows, we might bring that back sometime. But the majority of those games were all console-based, pretty much. I don't think we ever did a... Did we ever do a PC one? You may have released a standalone one. I never did.
I've done a couple. I know there's some Minecraft stuff on the PC that I did.
Okay.
I started to do a Civilization thing, but then
you broke it.
My computer exploded.
Yeah. So and console gaming is just very, very simple, right? Put it, well, not, I was gonna say just put a disc in and hit start and move on with your life, but you don't even have to.
I still don't even know if my disc drive works.
Nowadays, you don't even put discs into fucking game consoles. So they're,
Wow, you were the first one to swear this episode.
Wow, maybe it's this fucking cough I have. It's just driving me nuts. I have had it for like 2 weeks, and it's driving me nuts. And plus, our soon-to-be major topic of discussion is really pushing. It's just eating me alive inside, and we'll get to that momentarily. But our gaming has evolved over there. There was a time in middle school and high school where we played Halo, goddammit, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
and it was the greatest fucking game ever, and it was on the console, with the exception of Halo Combat Evolved for the PC, but, you know. And over the past couple years...
Which was fun in its own right.
Yeah, in its own right. And over the years, we've evolved a little bit more. I still have, the latest generation Xbox One X, Project Scorpio Edition, by the way. Looks bitchin'.
Someone fancy.
Dude, it just looks so much better than the plain one. I had to have it just because it looks better. You know how...
I just have a good old Xbox One. It's just sitting in the living room. I haven't turned on in like 2 months.
And I still go in there and I play Minecraft Xbox One Edition and some racing games, and, that's where I play my, I want to say... That's the majority of my first-person shooters are played on the Xbox still, because in realistic, being real, the hardcore serious will kick everybody ass gamers are on PC. They really are.
Yeah, mouse and keyboard's way easier to control.
I honestly cannot control a first-person shooter with the mouse. I just can't. I don't know why. Joysticks.
I don't know why.
Joysticks. I am very comfortable with joysticks, and I always have been.
I'll give you racing games. I'll give you that.
I think a steering wheel is a pain in the dick.
Well, steering wheel or a controller.
Yeah.
Like whatever. As a keyboard is not very good to control your throttle.
No.
Like it's an analog key.
Even an analog mechanical keyboard is still rough.
It's like my grandmother driving.
So, but a lot of majority of my PC gaming is either simulator intensive and stuff like that. And I have a decently spec'd custom built rig, which this is my 5th or 6th custom build that I've done in the past 5 or 6 years. And this one's running, this is the first enthusiast one that I custom built. It's running an Intel X299 chipset with a 7800X. A water-cooled GeForce GTX 1070 and water-cooled CPU, custom loop that I built. I did soft tubing because I'm a bitch and didn't want to do hard tubing yet. But it's got NVMe SSD. I want to say it's 500 gig Samsung 960 Evo, and 1 terabyte WD Black for mass storage. Running Windows 10 Pro with the... it's always up to date, okay? And it's a very powerful rig, and I'm very proud of this rig. I'm very proud of this rig. It's a very expensive fucking rig. I probably got $3,000 into this rig. I built this rig using my experiences plus things that I have learned over the years watching reputable people build their PCs. Okay, and would you agree that you have... I can't keep saying this without saying that. Would you say that not only have you learned from your own experiences, but also watching reputable people online build PCs?
I would say I learned more smaller nuances. So I've always been more, done it for a while. I just redid mine in June.
Correct. You're on Ryzen 2 now, correct?
No, I'm just on Ryzen.
Oh, you bitch.
It was $90 for a 1700.
Bitch.
And the motherboard cost me $45 because it was missing an I/O shield.
So anyway, this goes back to my statement about the value.
But no, more nuances to tricks on cable management, stuff like that.
How to overclock properly and stably.
Yeah, I do have my 1700 running. I knocked it down to 3.9 gigahertz.
Yeah,
I'm still on the AMD stock cooler, which is actually pretty freaking. I wouldn't say it's awesome. It's
a decent cooler.
A decent cooler.
It's better than the Intel stock cooler. Hands down, better than the Intel stock cooler.
AMD's not going to let another FX thing happen.
Yeah. It's where Intel's got their heads up their ass going, oh, well, we'll just, just send this cooler because they're going to replace it anyways. Well, no, if you guys would send a decent cooler, people would probably use it. Because custom coolers and water cooling is very expensive, and there are some people that maybe if the Intel platform came with a decent included out-of-the-box cooler would use it and would consider your processor over AMD for that matter, because at the end of the day, The Intel platform is still the most trusted and most stable platform in the world.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how many advances that AMD's made over the past couple years, Intel is still the most trusted and most stable. Ryzen's getting better, but we're just kind of rambling on and on and on and on and on. And this is where
let's get to the main
fuck
point.
The Verge. This is what pisses me right the fuck off, right? Okay, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm not an Apple snob, okay? But people like The Verge is why the reputable people in the PC world who fuck The Verge, fuck them.
If you haven't seen Bitwit's little video on it, go watch it. It is absolutely one of the most hilarious things I've watched in a while.
Just look for The Verge $2,000 PC build reaction. Anyone that listens to this who has ever built a goddamn computer in their life will be disgusted and appalled at what The Verge put out there. Now, the main video from The Verge has been taken down, but you can still find republications because people...
It's the internet. Nothing ever goes away.
Yeah, people want to make sure that The Verge never lives this down. The Verge is, well, at this exact moment on September 23rd when we're recording this of 2018, they are not reputable at all. There was a time when The Verge was a reputable consumer electronics review company. Would you agree with that? Sure. I thought they gave fair reviews of consumer electronics, such as pre-made PCs, iPads, Android tablets, phones, smartwatches, smart refrigerators. I mean, they actually gave decent reviews and actually gave good guidance on buying these types of devices. Well, I guess somebody got too big for their fucking bridges over there and decided, oh, well, we can show the world that we're better than Linus Tech Tips and we're better than Jay's 2 Cents and show everybody how to build a custom PC.
There's nothing custom about this PC. Well, yeah, you bought your own parts and put it together.
That's a custom build.
It's not. When you say it's a $2,000 custom gaming machine,
I would expect it to cost $2,000 too.
Yeah, it's like
I'd estimate $1,400.
Yeah, and it's nothing. Two, if you're gonna make a thing, why are you recommending somebody use a Swiss Army knife that might happen to have a Phillips screwdriver?
So,
too cheap to go buy a $2 screwdriver?
This pisses me right the fuck off. This is what gives PC...
Capital One. It's a Capital One sponsored video. They're the credit card people. Go buy.
If I was Capital One, I would be demanding my fucking money back on that sponsor spot. But
go buy a screwdriver.
This gives PC gaming and PC builders and integrators a bad fucking name. You know, if I was a young kid and I had been saving up money to build my first computer, it's not going to be as great as whatever they are. Maybe I've got like a Core i3 77 or 7100U and H370, non-overclockable motherboard and cheapest GTX 950 I could find out of the box and a $500, EVGA power, and I want to, as a younger person, I'm going to, let me find this build guide, and they come across this on YouTube and they watch it. I mean, some of the comments in this was just stupid. Don't let the power supply, it's got to sit on these little insulating pads that will short out and fry the whole computer. No, it won't. Do your fucking research.
Don't forget
your power supply. We'll get to that in a minute. Your power supply is supposed to touch the case of your computer. That's how it grounds the fucking computer and the chassis.
Dude, it's just a thing.
This is making me angry just thinking about it. Thank God.
Don't forget to protect yourself from the hardware by wearing your Livestrong bracelet.
I mean, it was really not a Livestrong bracelet. It was
yeah.
As they said, an anti-static bracelet that was not hooked up to anything.
I have seen my fair share of different style of anti-static wristbands.
That was not one of them.
From a couple of my jobs where I handled and packaged CPUs. Like, if you're doing that in a warehouse, like, everyone has an anti-static wristband. I've had, 8 different styles. I've had the ankle band, I've had the wristband, I've had the full belt. Like, that's just a silicone bracelet he put on. It's not doing that.
Nope.
And 2, what are you protecting yourself from? Like, you gonna lick the power plug? Like,
what bothers me is within hours of this video going up, it got a lot of bad publicity from larger names out there, like Kyle from Bitwit, or I didn't actually see Linus Tech Tips post a video about it, but it has been confirmed. Linus did leave a comment on the video saying, hey, look, I see some problems with this. Please reach out to me. Let me help you guys correct this and get a better video out there for your viewers. That's bad criticism. And trust me, there are horrible people in the world, but I'm a strong believer that a good majority of the comments on this video were, hey, this is wrong. This is horrible. I'm sure there's a lot of bad language used in there. But The Verge, first thing they did when they started receiving all these bad comments and dislikes on the video, basically trying to drive people away from using this as a guide, was they disabled the comments and the likes and dislikes. Why? Because it's bad publicity. They don't, and then they end up removing the video. And this is what pisses me off. Instead of just outright admitting that they put a shitty video out there that is horribly wrong, they try to blame it on racism. Nilay Patel, at Reckless on Twitter, he's some fuck from The Verge, some editing manager or something, post, last week The Verge published a video on how to build a gaming PC. Today we're pulling that video off our YouTube and Facebook pages because it contains some minor factual errors that, in some, do not meet our editorial standards. Okay, well, that's your first mistake. Some minor factual errors is incorrect. You blatantly published a video that is so full of bad information and dangerous that there is no fucking excuse other than for you to say, we fucked up, we're sorry, right? So that's a half-assed apology right there, correct?
I would agree.
Then they want to start blaming it on. I also want to reiterate that The Verge has zero tolerance for internet harassment campaigns and that we will automatically disregard any Facebook feedback that appears to be in bad faith or part of such a campaign. I got news for you, Nilay Patel. There is no officially organized campaign out there against The Verge. Nobody is out there there might be now because of your stupid response, but at the time you posted it, there was not like some major organized thing out there of people just to get together and tell you that your video was shit. This was a bunch of individuals telling you that that you were shit and that you gave bad advice and could potentially destroy people's fucking computers if they followed your goddamn guide. Right?
I agree.
But here's my favorite part. As many of you know, we are happy to engage openly with our audiences across our platforms. I'm going to put this in quotes right here then that's exactly why we censor you. Okay, remove my quotes. But over the weekend, multiple people on our staff have been subject to a wave of attacks, including hundreds of racist attacks on the host of our video. Okay, I get it. There's over 7 billion people in this world. Some people are just complete and utter shit. It doesn't matter what you do, you're going to find some of those trolls. There's 7 billion people on this planet. I would estimate, I don't have the facts in front of me, 3.5 billion people have access to some form of access to the internet. That sound reasonable to you, Jake?
I would agree.
Out of those 3.5 billion, a couple hundred people are probably racist. But stop deflecting this. Stop making this, a problem that we had to pull it down because of racism. No, you pulled it down because you got eviscerated by the gaming PC community, and rightly so. You should have been. And actually, not even just the gaming community, just custom integrators and custom builders that build systems for gas and oil exploration and just basic home computing and home automation systems jumped on these things. I mean, it's not one community, it's the entire PC building community. So that's not just gamers. You know that, I know that. Jesus Christ, my daily compute is all done on a Mac. I only have PC for gaming. That's the only reason, and for work, but work's a different story, right? So,
yep.
So all of my daily computing is done on a Mac. The only thing that I do on a Windows computer in my personal time is gaming. And you're not going to sit there, you're not going to argue with me and say, well, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to PCs then, okay? I've been working in an industry for 7 years where, I'm responsible for ordering, deploying and maintaining enterprise class Xeon servers for revenue control systems. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you've been in the same industry now for 4 years, almost 5. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not an expert. Dell is the expert. I call them, tell them what I want, they build it, and then I deploy and maintain and troubleshoot system issues on an enterprise level. Plus, I build custom for personal use. I just built another custom rig last month for a home theater system, which I haven't even put in my home yet. But I did build it, and it was in a small form factor case, which is the first SFX build I ever did, which I was really happy about how well it turned out. But I digress. The end of his tweet was my favorite part, though. We'll eventually make another video on how to build a PC. It'll be good. See you out there. No, please, just don't.
Just stop.
Go back to... First of all, I'm curious now that I'm sitting here. This is great because I have this awesome thing called the internet right in front of me on a iMac, by the way. Hint, hint. I want... this is just... I'm just curious how many YouTube subscribers they have at this moment. I know for a fact that they've been losing subscribers since this incident. I don't know how many, because I did not get the exact, this is how many subscribers they had. But right now they got 2.188 million subscribers. I know that was at one point said 2.2, so they've lost some subscribers. And this is just...
I thought it was like 2.8.
They may have been. I don't know. I know when I looked at their channel a couple days ago, it was at 2.2. So, they brought this on themselves. They gave bad information. They gave damaging information. And, I could sit here and I could dictate the entire video to you, but I don't have that kind of time. This is bullshit. Fuck these guys. And I know that my language is god-awful in this video or in this audio podcast, but that's how frustrating this kind of stuff is, because I've troubleshot custom-built PCs. I've helped out, people with their custom-built rigs that didn't work with a level of confidence, and then, been able to sit there and go, well, what you did here was wrong, and you've been there too, Jake.
Yeah.
You've helped out an acquaintance of both of ours with an AMD build that he had done, and he had made mistakes. But again, it was a learning experience. You were able to help correct him with it. And he did this entire build on his own, and that's, and he made mistakes with the build, and that's why it didn't work correctly. But, if he would have got on YouTube and searched for PC building and found this video,
watch this video, there'd be just thermal paste all over the whole computer.
Oh, what a joke!
But quick side.
Imagine if he would have used something from Cryonaut that was thermally conductive, electrically conductive. Not. I'm not even talking liquid metal.
The Verge has not had any drop in subscribers.
Really?
I'm looking at Social Blade right now.
I don't even know what the...
On average, it tracks everything.
What the fuck is Social Blade?
Go to socialblade.com/YouTube and type in The Verge. You can look it up. You can look up our channel if you want. But
socialblade.com/YouTube?
Yeah, and then you can type in whoever you want to look at historical data with.
What does it say? Safari can't open the page.
Oh, goodness. I'll send it to you. There. I just linked it to you.
Oh, you wanted me to actually...
I don't know. I thought you wanted to look at it.
Oh, no. I just didn't type enough stuff in. I see.
Oh, okay.
I understand what you... Oh, thank you.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now?
okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I stopped at socialblade.com/YouTube.
Yeah, on the 18th, well, the 13th, which that was the day that the video went up, right?
Probably.
I think so.
I want to say, yeah.
Yep. It went up on the 13th. And on that day, they gained 8,475 subscribers. And they added, 3.5 million views. Well, then each day, they're adding on, 5, 7, 6,000 subscribers.
This is problematic because people think that these people are a real news source at this point. You know, I'm sorry, but you're not. And they're live right now, by the way.
No, that's watching the live subscriber count.
Oh.
So you click it, and the number will go up and down if people subscribe and unsubscribe.
This is a problem, because these people are not reputable. As far as I mean, they base their entire YouTube channel is supposed to be all about, we're hip and young and we're all about that tech, yo. But you're not. You guys suck, and this video proves it. How many names are in the end scenes of their frickin' video on their credits? The video was supposedly directed and edited and verified by all these people. Everyone at The Verge is just a hypocrite in saying that we put out good content, because as far as I'm concerned, you put out dangerous, as everyone that knows Donald Trump likes to say, fake news. But that's what they did. They put out
all I'm gonna say, here's my end of the story with it.
I think I've ranted enough. You really haven't even had a chance to rant. I've been ranting most of the day.
Yeah, I've just been sitting here just reading through.
You've been agreeing with me.
Stuff. Like, it's bad. But if it is your first time building a computer, it would be much easier for you just not to watch anything and just try to figure it out yourself by reading the stupid little manuals and books that come with your motherboard and stuff like that, than it would be to watch that video.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that video never.
Yeah.
But I think
I would say, yeah, look it up and look at other people. I'm just saying it would be better if you didn't watch that video and just tried it yourself than watching that video and thinking.
Yeah. I mean, you just go to youtube.com and type in basic PC build guide, and the very first video that pops up is from Bitwit, and it's a how to build a PC step by step.
That might be from you, but you watch a lot of Bitwit, so it'll filter.
That's true, but
what was when I signed? Here, I'll sign out real quick.
Mm-hmm. Sign out. Not, but this is actually a very good video. That.
Yeah, it is.
That they had posted, because it's not a high-end gaming build. It's a, let me look at his build here. If I remember correctly, I watched this video even though I knew how to build a PC, because I just like to see how things are done.
Yeah, the first one after I signed out of Google was Jay's 2 cents.
Also,
then Paul's Hardware, then Bitbit.
Yeah, so those are 3 of the top 4 people I would go to on YouTube. Fuck. Who's that?
I don't remember my Gmail password.
So, with that being said, guys, if you're listening to this, I know my language was very harsh today, but as far as I'm concerned, it needed to be, because The Verge is a disgrace to people that build PCs, and I don't know. I mean, just god awful. God awful.
Yep.
No. There's a lot of build guides out there. Jay's 2 cents, beginner's guide, how to build a computer. That's probably what you saw.
Yeah.
Tech Source even.
Tech Source was up there. I think Gamers Nexus was up there.
Austin Evans. NCIX Tech Tips. There's still videos on their website. Yeah. But it's good information. They don't exist anymore. Indian Gamer. Never watched one of their videos, but I have a feeling I would trust them.
I wouldn't say that till you watch it.
Okay, let me see.
Because a lot of people would have said that about The Verge before the 13th.
Well, let me put it this way. This video's been up for a year, and all of the top 10 comments I can see are all positive, and its like to dislike ratio is through the roof. That
somebody literally just unsubscribed from The Verge.
Good. I'm so glad.
And then 5 more people subscribed.
Fuckers, stop. Make them earn it. They are not good. I don't care how good their iPad reviews or their Google tablet reviews are. One bad video this is a devastating video. This is a costly video. If anybody would have followed that guide, there could be thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage to components and stuff, and that.
On side note, I put all of their pieces that they list out on their little thingy, their little article that they used, which the parts they listed aren't the parts they actually used. But
That's true.
Beside the point, the parts that they listed came out to $1,611.71. So not quite 2,000, but they said it was a semi-modular power supply, and it wasn't. They said it was a different type of cooler that it wasn't. So,
well, what can you do?
Yeah.
It makes you feel any better, though. You know, we have 19 subscribers on the SkeliKah channel. 7,492 views. That's not bad. And we've not lost any subscribers in the last 30 days.
Well, now that you said that, you motherfucker.
Well, you know what? I was very...
I'm going to go unsubscribe right now.
Please don't.
But... all right.
I think we've had a lot of ranting from me today.
Thanks for joining us for Let's Rant.
Well deserved. Let's rant. I'm actually very happy about. I had to get that off my chest because.
And the fucking processor installation tool,
Jake,
that he didn't even use.
Jake, we need to end this.
Sorry. I didn't even use the stupid.
I don't even know how far we're into this. I've been recording for.
We're like half an hour in,
oh no!
So...
oh my god!
Yeah.
What did I just do? Ooh. I thought I crashed GarageBand for a second. I had the spinny beach ball of doom for a second. I'm like, oh my god! Did I just lose 40 minutes of recorded audio?
See, at least with Windows, it just goes away. And it just stops working. You don't get a stupid beach ball.
I have 19 applications running on my Mac right now. I might be asking a little much of it.
I have about 37 tabs open on Chrome.
Hold on. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Chrome tabs. So that's not much.
Yeah. I'm using 2.3 gigabytes of RAM.
But
Chrome.
I've got 23 tabs open in Safari right now because that's what I'm managing everything through. So, anyways, like Jake said, thanks guys. This was Let's Rant, also known as Let's Talk, the SkeliKah podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and tell everybody that you know about us so we can get maybe 20 subscribers.
And a pizza.
Did we come up with a good outro yet?
I don't know, did we?
Nope. I'm just going to go with goodbye, everybody. See you next time.
See ya.